Here we are, STAWA set 15, question 7. We're asked to calculate the mass of quicklime, calcium oxide, which will react completely with 250 mils of 1.5 mole of hydrochloric acid. Okay, as always, let's see if we can come up with a strategy. First off, we're going to want an equation. Always, that's important. Second part of that, we have all the information to know how much hydrochloric acid, so we want number of moles of HCl. Third part of that, we need to find N number of moles of calcium oxide required. And then the fourth part of that, I reckon we're asked to calculate in mass, so we need to give a mass of quicklime required. And that's our strategy. Equation first. Look at the number of moles of hydrochloric acid we have, figure out how many moles of calcium oxide we need, and then convert that through to mass. Okay, let's get on with it. Okay, first thing to do is equation. Calcium oxide will react with HCl to cause much laughter. Well, cackling. And water, of course. Okay, so there we go with that one. Right, let's have a look at that. Now, there's a problem here. We've got two chlorides required. We've only supplied one. Let's fix it up by putting 2Cl there. Two H's and an O makes an H2O. This guy is now balanced. And so if we go back to our strategy where we were before, we can actually see that we've done it. Oh, lots of glitches today. We've done our equation. Now we need to find out how many calcium hydroxide, how many hydrochloric acids were there. So let's have a look. Okay, N equals C times V, in this case, which is going to be equal to 1.5 mole times a volume of 0.250 litres. Remembering, of course, that we need to have it in litres. If we calculate that one through, we get a value of 0.375 moles of HCl. It's a good place to start, isn't it? So we go back to our little mud map of how we're going to do things. We can tick it off nicely. We've done the HCl. Now we have to require how much of the carbonate is required. So the oxide, the calcium oxide is required. So let's go back and do that. Okay, so in this sort of thing, we realize that for every 2 HCl that we have one calcium oxide required. So the number of calcium oxide is going to be equal to 1. Remember, this is our target, divided by 2. This is our reference, what we know already, times the number of moles of our reference, which is 0.375. Okay, and we should get up with a number there of 0.1875 moles of CaO. Now all we have to do with this one, so we've got our number of moles. Let's summarize where we are. We've got our number of moles. If we go back to our little battle strategy that we had, we've got our number of moles of HCl, we've got our number of moles of calcium oxide. Now all it needs to do is to do the mass of it. So let's go back and figure out the mass. So hang on a second. The mass equals moles, N, number of moles, times molar mass. So molar mass equals MCA plus MO, okay, which is equals 40.08, I do believe, plus 16.00, and if you crack that through, you'll get a value of 56.08. Okay, so now we know our molar mass, we can plug our numbers into. The mass equals 0.1875, number of moles, times 56.08 grams per mole, and you'll end up with a value of 10.5015, I think, grams. Now we look at this, we're given 3 sig figures here. We really have to say, okay, what's 3 sig figures on this? And give it to that 10.5 grams, okay? Or if you like, 1.05 times 10 to the 1 grams. Now, once we've got our answer, we underline it nicely so that it's clear to our examiner that that's where we want to. Remember, be nice to your examiner. If they can see that you've got the right answer, it's much easier to work back, and they're more likely to give you the benefit of the doubt, which means if they make a mistake because you haven't put units or something in somewhere there, it's more likely to go your way if they can see it quickly than if they have to work on the rat scribble of working that you haven't put subjects and all the rest onto. Anyway, that will allow you to get the best possible mark. If it's nice and clear to them, you've communicated that you know what you're doing and you've answered the question well. And hopefully this has been a helpful bit of advice for you.